Welcome to another segment of BTI TV, Business, Technology, and Innovation. Sorry for the delay, but hey, they say good things come to those that wait. So guess what? Without any further ado, like I like to say, it's showtime. Let me bring in my guest and she can introduce herself. You're not there yet. Hey, Alyssa, how are you?
Hey, we finally made it, right?
Yes. Introduce yourself and tell them all about you.
Hi everybody. I'm Alyssa. I'm the CEO of Dream City Rentals, and it's basically a business where your dreams come true. It's a party planning business, a balloon business, a party rental business, whatever you need, we can put it together.
Hey, Deidre, how are you? So tell us, how did you get started with this?
Actually, I was talking to a good friend of mine who also has his own business, and he was we were talking. I was like, I want to do something. I don't know what. And he's like, you got to just do what you're passionate about. I was like, I don't know. And and we really sat down and really went through a lot of stuff. I used to throw parties for my sisters and nieces and nephews, so it was something that was constantly happening anyway. And he was like, that's what you need to do. You can party plan with your eyes closed. So let's just put it together. And that's how it happened.
So I noticed you have balloons streamed up behind you. Is there any particular name for that?
Well, this is behind me is a garland. So this wouldn't be considered a full arch because it doesn't go all the way down. But this would be considered a garland, and one of our done up ones with roses and flower garlands in between it. So that's what that is. But we do full arches, which would be from the floor and all the way around and then back down to the floor again. Columns, which is just from the floor to the top, or garlands like that. And they can go straight across. They can go diagonal. You can do so many things with them.
You guys, please press share so everybody will be able to see. Please press share. So did you go to school for this? Because I see people always doing these balloons and stuff. It just looks so complicated.
No, I went to school for interpersonal communication and social work. I was a social worker. Right. I was a social worker for a school for about 6 years, and then I moved on into compliance. So I'm a compliance specialist. Everybody gets scared when they hear about compliance. So this is something different. And a couple of years ago, I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I like it. The money is good, but I don't really feel fulfilled. And she's like, you just got to find your passion. And that was way before I even thought about Dream City Rentals. So this is pretty much learned. It's just all learned. I'm learning on the fly. I've been doing parties and stuff for years now. So I have a couple of skills underneath my belt, but balloons are new.
I've seen people, they take the balloons and they make like the little animals and they twist them around and all of that. It's just like...
Yeah, no. I'm not doing balloon animals. I can't do balloon animals. But you want you a nice garland. I can do that. Baby shower things. But animal parties, we're not there yet.
So let me ask you. So when people are asking you to do these things for them, do they come with their own theme and they tell you exactly what they want, or they give you a theme and you just make it happen?
A little bit of both. So sometimes they'll come and they'll say, like I had a client who had a first birthday party for her son, and it's going to be Sesame Place. So she doesn't necessarily know exactly what she wants, but she knows she wants Sesame Place. And typically they'll go on like Pinterest, or they'll see previous parties and they'll send it like, can you replicate this or do something like this? Or I'll have, like I had a party 2 weeks ago, and the lady had no idea what she wanted. She was just like, I want these colors, and just run wild. So just depending on your budget and, what you have in mind, we can do whatever you need.
So I've seen some of the things that you've actually done, and it's like really amazing. I had some of the pictures on the screen, but you know what happened. So but I will be posting your stuff later because I've seen a lot of the stuff that you've done, and it's really, really, really amazing. Do you do this by yourself, or do you have other people that are working with you?
So I hired an employee. I was so happy to be able to do that, right? The employee is my sister.
Okay.
But she's really good too. You know, she's been party planning. I guess when you make it specific into party planning, she's been doing that for years, just throwing parties for my nieces and nephews, cousins, the same thing. And we work well together. So we kind of sort of know, she knows what I need her to do. We kind of sort of have that connection, and she actually gets paid. It's not like, you know, slave labor. So it's just me and her for now, and that's how it goes.
So with COVID and everything going on, the what is it, the social distancing, how has it affected your business?
You know, truthfully, I don't know the difference because we started this during COVID.
Okay.
Right? So before I was doing it, I was just doing it for family and friends. I wasn't really charging anything like that. And I got started during COVID. So this is just the nature of it. A lot of parties that I've done have been outside, which was a learning process because the wind will take your balloons, they will take your centerpieces, they will take your tablecloths, you know. So it's definitely a learning experience. I learned to ask, if it's outside, did you cut your grass? Because your grass are going to tear up your balloons. So, I mean, it hasn't been a negative financial effect because, like I said, I don't know the adverse side of it. But it's definitely given me something to work with for next summer once I start planning for then.
Well, do you go to different states, or you just in Jersey now?
No, I mean, I would travel, of course, depending on what it is. I'll travel. So I have a baby shower in January that's going to be in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely taken off. So depending on what you need, I will travel. And I'm also doing wedding planning and wedding coordination. So I have one that's going to be down in South Jersey in June. And then I have another one that's going to be in North Jersey, not too far from here, in September. So depending on what you need and depending on, you know, your need, I'll travel.
So when you're doing these events, right? And I know it's a lot involved in doing this right here. It's oh my God, because we have family reunions and just trying to plan it, it's crazy, and it becomes really overwhelming. So I know that you design everything for the event, but as far as like the plates and utensils and all of that, do you supply that also?
Well, yeah. So it depends. So the whole point of Dream City Rentals is literally whatever stage of your dream, we can do it. So as minimal as a balloon garland to as maximum as your wedding. So something, hey, can you just come and pop up some balloons, which you'd be surprised takes some time. Or can you do complete table setting, charger plates, you know, favors. So whatever it is that you need, we can do it.
So you when you do the favors, which I was going to ask, you do those yourself also?
Yep. Favors, centerpieces, tablecloths, everything. Lighting. Also, my best friend, the one who actually gave me the idea to do this, he has his own company as well. So we connect with each other, Accrue Entertainment. So he has he does DJing. Oh. So if you need a DJ, I just, you know, get with him. And then, so the whole thing comes together that way.
So you guys just have the best of both worlds with this right here.
That's right. We're trying to corner the market.
So just walk me through this right here. So I'm going to get you in 1 second, Willette. I'm going to get you in 1 second. So walk me through this right here. In a day that you have an event, how would that look? Like from the beginning to the end, how would it look as far as you getting everything together?
Insanity. Okay. It's pure insanity. No, it really is pretty crazy. Comical, but crazy. So usually I start the night before, depending on what the client wants, whether it's balloon garlands, arch, full setup. And I have pretty much everything at the door. Then we set up the truck. Sometimes we need the truck in my car. I haven't gotten to the place where I needed to rent a U-Haul just yet, but that's definitely coming down the line. And then once we get to the venue, I like to get to the venue at least 2 hours before it starts because that gives me enough time to not only set up, but change some things if need be. And then that's just pretty much what it is. And me and Nikki, my sister, my employee. we just pretty much divide and conquer. We kind of have a little powwow before we get there. I make sure she has her coffee so she's nice and ready to go. And we pretty much I'd let her know what I need her to do. So whether she's on the tables or she's on blowing up the balloons, we have it set. So we divide and conquer to try to get in and get out.
So this is a big question. So I know sometimes it's really, really hard to work with your family, especially when you're telling them what to do and everything.
Yes.
How is that working?
You know what? We're doing pretty good. And Nikki's my oldest sister. So we definitely have our moments, but overall we're definitely doing pretty good. She gives me the freedom where she understands, like, okay, Alyssa's my baby sister, but this is her business. Also too, she's an alpha female like myself. So she's very kind of sort of headstrong. Like, I think it looks better this way. And sometimes I have to reel it back. Like, listen, okay, this is what the client wants. This is what we're going to do. And then we get back to it. We haven't had any real quorums. Sometimes we'll have discussions after the party, like, okay, that went well. What do you think we could do differently next time? Also, because she and I are sisters, sometimes our communication can be seen differently. So we discuss that, like, okay, maybe we need to change the way we communicate sometimes. But it works well. It works well. We're still ironing out the kinks, but she's great.
Well, that said, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs?
Do it. Do it. I mean, that was one of the hardest things. I was like, what if I don't get any clients? What if I don't make any money? What if, I don't have that much money to put into it? Just do it. Even if you start off with $100, buying your first t-shirts, if you want to do t-shirts, or buying your first set of balloons, go for it. And even if you're not that great at it, just keep going. Once you do it a couple of times, before you know it, it'll become habit. You'll get better and better and better.
So do they, your clients, do they have to deposit a third or half or fourth?
It depends on what it is that they're needing. So what I've started implementing now that I wasn't doing before is consultation fees, because you'll be surprised. People don't really take, I love my clients. But people don't really take your time into consideration. So like last week I had a party, and then I had to hurry up and rush and leave for a consultation, and the person never showed. She never showed, and I sat there and waited for an hour. And we confirmed before I got there. So now I'm doing $25 consultation fee before. And then, of course, that'll go to whatever it is, your balance. But you got to respect people's time.
Yes, you do. Because I was going to say, I would definitely ask for something up front. If they don't show, they don't get anything back.
Right. Because, you want this service and it is a business, but at the same time, there are other people in line. I mean, I could be doing something else. Like, let's be honest. It's a business, but at the same time, I could be doing laundry. I could be working, doing something for my other job. It just keeps going. So that's what I'm implementing new.
So with your consultation, are you doing face-to-face or do you do virtual?
So initially it started off just via Facebook. That Black business owner group on Facebook has gotten me so many clients. So it initially started off in the DM, but I like to meet my clients face-to-face because it gives me a feel, and I go off of vibes, right? So we're vibing. We can just knock it out the park versus like texting. It doesn't really work out that well. Or video chatting, like you see how we had issues today. So
it happens. Deirdre said $100 fee. So Deirdre is a friend of mine. I went to school with her, and she does event planning too. She's in Chicago.
Oh, hey, Deirdre.
So Deirdre said that she does $100 fee for her clients and stuff.
I'm not surprised. I mean, go ahead, girl. I would be a little scared to be like, hey, give me $100 fee. They'd be like,
she said non-refundable.
Yeah, I mean, people really do have to take your business serious, and once they put that money up, then that's when it becomes real. Versus, all right, not necessarily. I don't think people go into it wanting to waste your time, but that's kind of sort of what happens. But once you put your money up, you're like, no, I'm gonna meet this appointment.
Well, you're 100% right with that. Kay says, where do you see Dream Rentals in 5 years?
Oh, we got big plans for Dream City. So the next step, once coronavirus is done, Dream City Rentals is trying to actually get a venue space. So not only are we going to be able to provide you with balloons, decor, party planning, event coordination, we're also going to be able to provide you with a spape. So you can utilize us for party planning, or you could just utilize our space and then come on in. So that's the goal in the next year or so.
That's real. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the demographic of people, do you have any particular demographic or anybody that got money?
Anybody, you can get it. Okay. So it doesn't matter. You're black, white, Asian, African. I was talking to somebody and they were like, but would you do like an Indian wedding, an Indian party? Absolutely. Because you know what? YouTube University is going to tell me what the staples are in addition to sitting down with my client. Like, I'm very confident in regards to whatever it is that you want, I can make it happen. So we're not in a box. Dream City isn't in a box.
Well, you know what? That's good. I tell people all the time, never limit yourself. Because when you limit yourself to a certain little box, you never expand. You never go any place.
Right.
You have a lot. You have a lot going on. The comments are coming up so quick, so I'm trying to catch you. So when that goes, we're excited for you.
Thank you.
Oh, Deirdre said that she did a same-sex wedding.
Okay. I mean, listen, whatever you want, okay? You want to do a same... I don't want... wait, let me take that back. I was about to say whatever you want, but these people come up with some crazy things, okay? I think at some point your morals and your judgment has to come in it. You can't just sell out for the green. But I'm not opposed to same-sex weddings or parties or anything like that. You know what I mean? You want to have a bridal shower. You want to have a what do they call those parties? Will you hire a stripper? We could do that too.
The bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party. So on Tuesday, I have two events. One on Tuesday and one on Thursday. One is the anniversary party where I'm setting up their hotel room, and on Thursday is a surprise party for a fraternity brother.
Oh, they're not on listening. Oh, they're not watching.
Neither one of them know.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know the parties.
Okay.
I don't know the party. I'm hired by the people, but I don't know who they're going to.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. So I hope I don't correct me if I say this name wrong. How you say it? Yahara?
That's Yadira. That's Nikki.
Yadira.
That's my employee.
Hey, Nikki. She said she's proud of you.
And
Nikki,
you so
she's
much.
proud of you too.
I am.
There's Chino. He said proud of you, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's proud.
They go Kay Drizzy. She said she's proud. And this is hold on. Katina. She said, "Hey, hon, I'm super proud of you."
Thank you, Tiny.
Michelle. She's sending you kisses.
Oh, I love the love.
Andrea, she just said, "Hey, that's my cousin, my sister."
Hey, cousin, sister.
Michelle says she's proud of all her siblings. So, your mom, Willette says this right here. Let me get back to my questions. They're coming in so quick. How do you handle your bookings?
So right now they're coming in via direct messenger, DM, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. I recently made a Facebook page. And once the DMs, and I have a business cell phone. So Dream City has their own cell phone. So you can call Dream City cell phone, you can text Dream City cell phone, or you can DM me. Either way, I'm going to get back to you. Right now, the bookings go in the book unless you put the deposit, or now we're putting a $25 non-refundable. Your date isn't held.
Okay.
So, I let everybody know that unfortunately I can't hold your date because if you're not putting a deposit, that doesn't mean that that means that you may not have it, and then I would have given it up for somebody else. So once it goes in the book, you're locking, you're loaded, and then we go from there.
But it goes back to to how you were saying before, how the young lady set up an appointment and she didn't show.
She did not show. She had me sitting in IHOP by myself, lonely.
I would have ate while I was sitting in there. I would have ate while I was sitting in there. But see, but that's the thing. And I hate, my mouth gets me in a lot of trouble, but I gotta say this right here. So people say they support Black-owned businesses. So lately, all of my shows that I've been showcasing is Black-owned businesses. So I say this to say, do people actually support Black-owned businesses, or they like the way that sounds? Because now this person set up this consultation. Did she ever call you back later to even apologize and say, you know what, my bad, I couldn't make it, or anything like that?
She didn't, unfortunately, and I messaged her. I'm like, hey, now mind you, I messaged her before we confirmed the night before. We confirmed that morning. I messaged her, hey, I'm here. I'm in the table in the back. She didn't respond. Hey, I'm waiting a little bit longer. No response. And then, that was just it. But it's a lesson learned. You know what I mean? I take everything as a lesson learned. No harm, no foul. But it probably won't be able to have a Dream City event in the future, unfortunately, especially without a deposit. And it also put things in place. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay, so Aisha says, I'm loving the balloons in the background. Great job, Dream City Rentals.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me know if you need them.
If anybody wants to get in contact with you, how do they get in contact with you?
There are multiple ways. So you can follow me on Instagram at Dream City Rentals. You can follow me here on this platform on Facebook, Dream City Rentals, or you can call me at 862-755-6343. And all of any way that you need me, you can get in touch with me that way.
And you said that you have a wedding that's coming up soon too. Was that a wedding?
Yes, I have 2 weddings. One that I'm planning. I'm the wedding planner for that. And the other one, I'm a day of coordinator, which really isn't the day of. It's more or less 3 months out. So I'll start with her wedding 3 months out. She did majority of the work. And like I said, that goes with it as well. So depending on how much you want me to be involved, from planning your entire festivities to the walking down the aisle, to setting you guys up, to the table settings, to the venue, to the decor, or as little as 3 months out and just, checking your contracts and then showing up and directing everybody to where they need to go.
So that was my next question. My next question was, how far in advance do they have to give you notice?
For the weddings, it depends. So the one in September where I'm a 3-month, pretty much 3-month coordinator, she booked that way in advance, which was good for her because now her date is locked in. The one for June, they booked me in October. So that's good for them as well because their wedding is in June, which is a high party time.
Okay.
So, as big or as little, but also, especially with weddings, if you don't put a deposit, now that's a 50% deposit before I even give you a date. So you can come on, you can see my prices, and you'll say, yes, I definitely want to sign on with Dream City. But then you don't have a deposit, then the contract is null until you have a deposit. Once you get the deposit, you're locked. So it doesn't matter if you want it for 2 years out, you want it for next month, you give me the money and we have the date, then you can have it.
So what do your prices look like?
So that was the hardest part. Truth be told, that was one of the hardest things, and I still struggle with pricing because I definitely want to make it affordable for everybody, but I don't want to sell myself short either. So my best friend, he's always like, no, listen, you're giving stuff away. You can't give stuff away. But I think we're finding a happy medium. So with the balloons and the party planning, is contingent upon what your budget is.
Yeah.
So I can do a column for you for $45, but just know it's not going to be a tall column, and you may not have a 40-inch balloon at the top. or we can do something as grand as a $500 party, you know, and you're going to have the works. With the weddings, those don't shift. They're pretty much set prices based on which plan you choose.
Okay. So Kay is saying, what was the most funniest moment you have experienced thus far during your planning and setting?
Her party. So I did her son's birthday party, and it was outside, and she had a few columns, and she had a garland, and so her son was turning 2, and he likes Catboy, or I think it was called Catboy, which is a big 40-inch animated balloon. Right? So this is what I was telling you earlier. Now I know to ask my clients when they're having parties outside, is your grass cut? Literally, I stayed up all night making these balloons. They were perfect. Okay? Perfect. I wouldn't change anything. I got there, got those balloons out. The wind took them all. They were popping. The grass took them. Those were popping. So I'm running this way. Nikki's running that way. It was chaotic. By the time we finished, we managed to put it together. Catboy was kind of sort of swag surfing on the balloons. It was insane, but she was a good sport. You know, she wasn't upset. But yeah, that was definitely the funniest.
Tiny Lewis said, "Do you do divorce parties?"
Yeah, we could do divorce parties. Like I said, any party that you want. We can do destination parties as well. Those are fees, though. You want to do a divorce party that's away? We could do that.
Lenice Green said, "Are you hiring yet?"
Not yet. Right now, I have one employee, which is my sister, and we're gonna stick with her for a little while. And then once Dream City really, you know, takes the reins and we get that venue, we'll definitely be hiring and looking to hire back into the community.
So so you said that you're going to Georgia, right?
Yes.
How far out are you willing to travel, or it just depends upon what the event is?
Right. It depends on what the event is. Obviously, if you want a garland, I'm not coming to Georgia for a garland. But this is a big to-do baby shower. So I'll come out, obviously, and put that on. And actually, with this one, it's a party planning, full decoration, and actually hosting as well. So it was more than worth it to go out of the state for this one.
So an event planner is really a lot more than what people actually think it is. It's a lot more than just putting up decorations.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge because what you're doing is, think about when you want a party, right? When you first think about, oh, I want a party. I want my girls to come over. I want to have a good night. You're thinking about like everything, all of it. And then you come to me and I have to sift through everything that you're saying to bring your vision to life that's also within your budget, right? So it's a lot more than just setting it up. It's basically creating an atmosphere for you.
I've seen some of the pictures that you've actually done, and your work is amazing. I mean, it's amazing. I can plan it, but like I know what I want, but to actually put the pieces together, no, it's just all like this right here. I can do the shopping, I can do everything else. I just can't make it look like I want it to look.
And you know what too? That's what I say. Like when it's your party, you don't want to host it. You don't want to get boggled down by like the details, the small things. You want to show up and you want to have a good time. So hire me or someone like me that does what I do. We do the dirty work. We'll go shopping for you. We'll come. We'll set it up. I mean, these curls be sweated out so bad. It's a mess. But for your party, you're going to look great. You're not going to be, my party starts at 4 o'clock and it's 3:45 and you're not ready. You're going to be cool as a cucumber because I would have taken care of all of that for you. But that's a price. You know what I'm saying? You pay for convenience.
Hold on. Willette is saying Dream City is more than just balloons.
Yes, we are. We started off and it looked that way. It looked like it was just going to be balloons. But, you know, we got things in the pipeline. This venue is definitely going to happen within the next year and a half. And I'm really excited about it.
So we're going to have to bring this to a close. But before we do, what would you tell people out there about living their dreams? or just doing what makes them feel comfortable?
You know, it's cliche, but you really do only have one life. And time is not promised. You know, I get on Facebook and Instagram and I see people are leaving quicker than they're coming. So do it. And don't hesitate. If it doesn't work, who cares? Do something else.
Well, you know what? Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. We had like a little problem, but we made it, and this was excellent. Yeah. You gave a lot of good information. So anybody that's on that timeline and you need an event planner, she just gave you all her details. She let you know everything that she does. She will host, she would decorate, she will plan, she would travel. Do you cook?
No, I ain't cooking. You don't want that. You don't want that, darling. But I know a caterer. I have a caterer in mind if you're looking for Caribbean food.
Tina Earl said, okay, little Willette Bays.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming on and being a part. If I know anybody that's, you know, planning something, I would definitely throw your name in the hat. Matter of fact, I was on Facebook today and I was on Black Owned New Jersey and somebody was looking for an event planner and I threw your name right.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. I like it to see, you know, when people actually go out, they have a dream and they actually go out and they try to make it happen. I like the idea that you also have other people in your same circle that have a mindset to want to do something positive, to have businesses where all you guys can work together and do so much. Because if your friend is a DJ, you do event planning, you guys know how far you guys can go with that.
Exactly. That's the goal.
So you guys, look on my page, look on her page. If you want any advice, any information, or you just need someone because she said that she does travel, look her up, okay? Thank you guys for coming in and being with us. Alyssa, thank you so very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye. Okay.